What's up, everyone? I am Chobopeon here with Clutch, the de facto master of ceremonies at MLG these days. And over, your tenure at MLG, you've had a lot of big moments, but for my money, last night, KeSPA is the big moment. Obviously the KeSPA players shined, but you really showed up. Can you just talk to me about what it felt like introducing all those players? You kept on pointing out a historic moment. So what was it like introducing Flash, Jaedong, and the whole crew?
Well, first of all, Brood War to me was a very special game. I played it as a teenager, and back in the day, being a kid and playing video games, people would say it's just a game, don't invest so much time into it. And to me, seeing this event and seeing these players that were the best of the best when it came to Brood War, and now they're transitioning to Starcraft II, it meant a lot to me from my childhood and then up to this moment. These guys were poised, they're ready to go. We had a little bit of fun backstage kind of organizing how exactly we were going to do it. But when I found out that I would be the one introducing them, I took that very seriously. I had known weeks in advance, and I made all kinds of preparations to make sure I was ready, that they were ready, and that we could present something very memorable. And I think that's what we saw.
Always had a flair for the dramatics and getting everyone pumped up. Your voice, I don't know what you've been doing lately, but you were screaming. It was like the beginning of a boxing match or a wrestling match. And on that note, then the KeSPA players come out, and what a contrast with the GOM players. I mean, the GOM players in general, with a few notable exceptions like MC, DRG obviously, are introverted and shy. The KeSPA players come out, and there's backflips, and there's get loud. So talk to me, what was the conversation with them? How did they prepare and get ready to pump up the entire crowd here?
Well, this is such a huge event, not only for Major League Gaming, but for KeSPA and the history of esports in Korea. And they were ambassadors of that. And I believe they wanted to make a great example of what they were all about. And with the Korean culture, they're a little bit more reserved. They don't have as much showmanship compared to other cultures. But the American audience loves that showmanship. And so I believe, I don't know who prepped them exactly or who gave them the pep talk or who said, hey, it's okay to do this, but they were confident enough to do it. I had no idea Leto was going to do a backflip. I didn't know half the things they were going to say. At first, I was told Fantasy was going to say something in English, and then Wani came up to me and said, okay, these players are going to say something in English. And then JP and all of us were like, okay, these players are going to say something in English. So it really just came together in such a magical moment, and I'm so glad the crowd was so into it, and that really feeds into the players. They're on a plane going to a country that is so foreign to some of them. Some of them have not even been here before, and for them to receive that kind of welcome is something that is so beautiful.
It was amazing, and maybe I'm a nervous Nelly, but in the beginning of the weekend, I was checking out the Starcraft crowd, I was checking out the fighting game crowd and the LOL crowd, and I don't know, I was one of those people who was like, where's the noise? Where's the energy from the Starcraft crowd? Obviously, they turned it on, even though it was late at night for when KeSPA came out, but did you notice a contrast there? Did you notice a sort of slow start for the crowd in Anaheim and then turning it on?
Yeah, I believe that there's some factors here that we haven't had at other Pro Circuit events. We have the Heart of the Swarm beta. People are checking that out. We've had some incredible matches down at the player pit and the featured station. And so when I'd have a chance to go out and check out the crowd, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of seats. And you see a couple in the front that aren't full because those are reserved seats for like VIP people and Blizzard employees and media. And then everywhere else, it's pretty full. I don't know if it's because they wanted to save all their energy for KeSPA or because League of Legends was just so loud and there was so much hype for that, and even the fighting community was really loud, that Starcraft II, wait a second, they're louder than us, let's get loud for KeSPA, and they did, and I really believe that when all is said and done today, when we come to the finals, it is going to maybe blow the roof off this convention center.
Yeah, especially if it's round 32 of DRG MKP, but I'll leave the hype up to you on that. Let's talk a minute about the actual game itself. The KeSPA tournament, obviously, they don't have the time to prepare like these guys do, these StarCraft II pros. Obviously, they haven't had the length of time. Obviously, they haven't been able to dedicate themselves in the same way. That said, Flash came out, won it all, which was, preordained by a higher power. But what did you think of the games? I saw it. I saw a lot of mistakes, obviously. Stork's force fields to start it off were particularly this is going to be a little bit different level. But at the same time, by the finals, after the first round especially, I saw, a raise in the level. What did you see going on?
Well, at first, it was pretty common, the kind of builds, but then there were some different ideas we kind of saw in the different games. But since we had the proper mindset, especially with David Kim, kind of giving us a precursor of what's going to happen. These guys are not at the level that we've seen Starcraft IIers play at. These Starcraft II players have been on stage at MLGs, at other leagues for 2 years now. And these Brood War players have been playing on their own. It was officially announced that they're going to be changing over to Starcraft II. So we can't put that on the same level. But mechanics from Brood War and different understandings of how the units work and stuff does transfer into Starcraft II. It's going to take a little while, though, because there are some differences. But Flash's mechanics was incredible. And we saw some really good microing from the different players. So I look forward to watch their careers grow, to see their skill grow. And it's almost like Starcraft II has been released once again, seeing these players get better and better and better.
So we got the prediction from Flash a year or two before he predicts at the top. Obviously, everyone else has come out with a number. Do you have a number before a Brood War player is competing for a major StarCraft II championship?
Competing, I would say 6 to 9 months. To make it to the top 8, I would say 9 months. And for a champion, I will agree with Flash in a year.
All right. This is Clutch. He's been the MC for a while. I got to say, really coming into your own lately. That was an amazing display last night. It wouldn't have been as exciting without you. So congratulations. I am Chobopeon. Tune in for more content on GameSpot.com. This has been MLG Anaheim. Thanks for watching, guys.